Hello, everyone, and welcome. Happy Moon Day. It's every week, every Monday. Magdalena Grace here, opening up sacred space to offer up a runes reading. And this week is an extra special week. There's going to be not one, but two. So today is simply going to be the reading. I'd love to harness the energies of the new moon and full moon. And since the full moon is actually here on Saturday the 9th, right after the 8/8 portal, I decided I'm going to double up this week. And so I will be doing a reading today, a general reading for the week ahead. So again, this is a general reading, not a private one-on-one reading. And you can have access to the activation portal reading probably by Thursday the 7th. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you liked the value that you're receiving, I have both my podcast and runes readings on this channel for now. I am playing with the possibility of moving. I'm playing with the possibility of moving the readings to a separate and brand new channel. We will see what makes sense for me, but for now, if this is both my Sacred Moon Ritual readings as well as podcast Healthy and Wealthy and Wise. So what I do on these runes readings is simply, and I'm going to dive into them more readily right away. If you don't know what runes are, you can go back and watch previous shows. I am also going to do a little runes short intro video that I will be adding into my website so you can start to maybe do some research about the runes, these ancient symbols that help awaken your intuition, help you remember who you truly are, help you to get messages from within as opposed to always looking outside yourself for answers. The runes predate tarot. I'm actually studying tarot now as well, and I'm going to do a bonus card pull today, and I actually realized I just have to go grab my Crow tarot deck, which I will henceforth with. So the astrology this week is big. I'm going to do a quick astrology update and then dive into the reading. So you want to make sure you're not driving. If you can, light a candle, incense, open up sacred space. If you're a witchy woman like me or a man and you want to be able to get some clarity today, that's the hope with these readings, is how to time your best life. As my friend, the lunatic astrologer, says, the more you know, the more you can do better with. And there's so much going on outside in the world right now. Going inside to get your answers is a really, 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 really important divine practice. And being able to trust yourself and develop your intuition is so, so, so critical right now, more than ever on this planetary awakening and ascension time. So that's my goal, is to help you awaken to the astrology and awaken through the runes. What are the best decisions for your health, wealth, and relationships with the week ahead? And then I will have that activation reading, full moon reading, specifically an 8/8 portal reading, released again by Thursday the 7th. So with the astrology this week, right now, last week we talked about Chiron, going into retrograde. And so now we have 5 planets in retrograde. This is still a slower time. I'm taking a lot of time off myself this whole month, actually, just to really recalibrate and to leverage the power of these retrogrades. So last week I even talked about taking some time off. I hope you did that. And if you didn't, this is still a great, maybe even more potent week to do that. And so with all of these retrogrades, there's a lot of childhood wounding, past life wounding coming up. There's a lot of time, Mercury being in retrograde, communication may be either at a standstill, or you may be having miscommunication, breakdowns, arguments. So again, all the more reason to maybe clear the clutter of your schedule, clear the clutter of your communication, and go inward more. There's, Mars is going into Aries tomorrow. There's a lot of fiery energy coming up also this week. We have a lot of Kali Ma energy coming up towards the weekend. Cut, sever, end, destroy, a full moon. Again, I'll talk more about that on the next reading. So whenever we're coming into a full moon, that's why they call it the lunatic, the asylums, the fire department, the police, the reports go up, the arrests go up, the admits into the psych wards go up, hospitals have more visits, there's more fires, like more destruction. So another reason to slow the fuck down and find and create more joy in your life this week. Being intentional. Energy goes where intention is really flowing. So you are the creator of your own life, regardless of what's happening outside there. And with the ascension symptoms, especially if you're a woman, you know, every 2.5 days, the moon changes planetary alignment. And with Friday, the portal coming up, you could feel, I know I've been feeling it. I had some major releases this weekend, and you can really, really be challenged to stand in your truth and your power this week. This week is also a lot about abundance and manifestation. So I'm just reminding you of all of these things. So as you think about your intentions for the week, as you receive the reading that I'm about to give, you really, really tap into what it is that you want to manifest, as opposed to focusing on what you don't have, the lack, the scarcity. That's what the Lionsgate portal is all about. Just to remind you, it's astrological. Some would also say it's scientific and natural, because there's a lot of power in numerology, and there's a lot of messages hidden within even that infinity symbol. The 8-8 is the infinity symbol, standing upright, right? So there's limitless possibilities. We're at the peak of summer. We just came out of Lammas, which is the holiday, the pagan holiday of the halfway point of the goddess energy of the abundance, and thinking of corn. It's just a lot of richness inside of this that come from all different sources, all different traditions. So think about that as I do the reading. So right now I'm going to call in Spirit, call in Woden and Freya, speak to me and through me. What do we need to know in the collective for this week ahead? So I'm going to pull the 3 runes, then I'm going to show them to you. Beautiful. Haven't pulled that one in a while. Wow. Okay. I love this. Interesting. I also pulled that one for myself today. And so, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull the Crow Tarot deck to further explain things, but I'm going to do that after I share the reading with you. So again, this is the reading of the week of August 4th. So here's the first one. Before I show you, actually, I'm going to take a step back. I want you to pause and close your eyes. Getting ready to receive the message is divinely inspired for you. So go ahead and inhale deep. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale deep again. Second inhale. And exhale. And hopefully you have your pen or paper. You can always hit the pause button if you don't. Otherwise, let's go ahead and dive in. Here is the first rune. Take a look at it. See what comes through for you. That's what the symbols are meant to do, to help awaken something inside of you. And now I'll share the reading. So this is Now These. Now These is one that I pulled a ton in my first 2 years of working with the runes. And it was teaching me how to rely upon and focus on my core values and my basic needs. As within, so without. There was a period of time where I was really out of alignment. I attracted business partners, a marriage partner, friends, and just a lot of, we'll just say, toxic energies in my life because I was out of alignment. I did that, not blaming anyone else. It was me. And so when I started working with the runes, I was struggling desperately to find myself. And now these came through like every week, sometimes every day, to remind me, focus on the fundamentals, focus on the needs that you have. Your needs matter. That's what the runes were telling me. Your needs matter. Because I was so giving to anyone and everyone, over giving, hypervigilant. It was a trauma response, right? Codependency. So this is telling you to really focus on your basic needs on the first part of the week. That's the first rune. This is Monday, Tuesday energy. Okay, so And I was just on a call with another friend, a colleague, and I was just doing this yesterday. I was focusing on my finances because this week is about abundance and manifestation. A lot of people, that could be money. It doesn't always have to mean money. But in order to know where you want to go, you have to reflect upon where you've been. So this is telling me whether you want to focus on your budget this week. Maybe you want to focus on looking at your business. What are the basic needs and fundamentals of your business? Do you need to hire a coach? Maybe for your health, if that's your intention this week, is you're focusing on your health. A lot of times I'll tell people, a little bit of the energies, but this week, because it's the Lionsgate portal, especially, I want you to focus on whether it's health, wealth, relationship, finance, career, whatever that means for you. So think about that. Where is an area of your life that maybe has been not paid attention to enough? And you're like, gosh, my health challenges keep coming up, or my financial challenges keep coming up, or my relationship challenges keep coming up. So this is saying focus on the fundamentals Monday, Tuesday. And then once you check in with what are my basic needs in this area of my life, health, wealth, relationships, finance, career, then we go to the second rune, which represents Wednesday, Thursday energies. Take a look at this. I just want to give a quick shout out. Great morning to you, Rinzo Kaizen. Happy Lionsgate week. So excited. Yeah, we have Isa. You got it. So Isa, in the middle of the week, following the basic needs of now these, right? So now you've got your basic needs and clarity on what it is that you need to focus on in your core values of health, wealth, relationships, finance, and what are the fundamental core needs for that area of your life. Now that you got some clarity, now meditate on this just before the Lionsgate portal, again, Wednesday, Thursday energies, meditate on what it is that you really want to call in. Once you have your basic needs met, security, stability, then you can go into success. So you got to know what security and stability looks like for you in health, wealth, relationships, finance, career first, and then meditate on what it is that you want to call in. So that's the middle of the week. Now remember, each one builds on the next. So have a meditation plan, take some time Wednesday, Thursday to really go inward and ask yourself, now that you have a clearer picture of what your basic foundation and security structure looks like in your health, wealth, relationship, finance, career, then on Thursday, Friday, heading into that full moon, if you focus on those first two, this is what's going to come up for you Friday, Saturday. So Willow. So it even looks like an S. So Willow. So Willow is all about the sun. It's a very masculine, raw energy. And if you think about Lionsgate, the lion, the roar, the full moon illuminates, even though Sowilo is sun, the full moon has a huge bright light shining down on you, illuminating what it is that you need to look at. Again, I'll do a second reading and let that be focused on the Lionsgate and the full moon weekend coming up. But Sowilo is bringing you abundance. And this is like the perfect third rune to follow up. Once you have your basic needs and focus and clarity, what do I need to be secure in my health, wealth, relationships, finance, career, and get really raw and honest with yourself on Monday, Tuesday. Then Wednesday, Thursday, you're meditating upon what it is that you really deserve. Deservability is key and believing in it. Isa can also be emotional, so just don't be surprised if, and that's a good thing, if you're meditating and a lot of emotions start to flow through you. That means spirit is connecting and you're getting that clarity. And then go for the sun. Here comes the sun, da, da, da. Here comes the sun, and I say, all right, right? So you got to be open to receive, and the first half of the week is going to help you receive that, as well as the full moon illuminating what no longer serves you. Hopefully, if you take Monday through Thursday really seriously, and pun intended there, because 8/8 portal is when the Earth, Moon, and the star Sirius are all in alignment. Maybe Suilo, that's also standing for Sirius, Sirius, the star. So think about the sun energy, the illumination of that, plus the full moon, plus the Earth, Sun, Sirius alignment. Focus on the positive as much as you can Friday, Saturday. That's what this is telling me. Bringing in and being open to receive that abundance. This is a time not to block your blessings, not to self-sabotage. And that's probably what I'm actually going to call this video. Basic needs, meditation, receive the blessings of this Lionsgate portal. So I want you to just kind of sit with that for a few moments. I'm going to go grab my Crow Tarot deck to get some clarity on the final card pull for this reading, so don't go anywhere. All right, so tapping into the Crow Tarot. Crow is all about protection energy. It's also connected to the ravens, connected to our friend Woden, who hung on the tree for 9 days, sacrificing himself to receive the wisdom of the runes. Crows and ravens are beautiful messengers from the gods of the other realms. So what do the crows want to take this reading? We're almost done. This will be my last part. Oh my goodness. Okay, I did not see that coming. So we pulled the death card. You see the crow though. What I'm getting from this, you know me, I'm all about death. And I don't necessarily I'm not saying dead people per se, but this is about what are you going to let die on the full moon? What old patterns, what old habits are you going to let go of? This is also number 13 in the tarot. Remember, Mercury goes direct next Monday on the 11th, and the 12th and 13th is supposed to be magical. Huge shifts. I'll talk about that next week on next week Monday's reading on the 11th. But what I'm getting from this card, and I am going to read what the book has to say. What I'm getting from this is you are being reborn through this week. Because you're taking radical responsibility, you're focusing on your basic needs in the early part of the week. You're meditating and getting really clear on what it is that you deserve. You are worthy beyond measure, what it is that you're calling in. And then Sowilo, here comes the sun and the Lionsgate portal. And the full moon will allow parts of you, once you get clear on what you want, there are parts of you, there's going to be contraction. Okay? I just had it happen for me this weekend. I had a massive contraction I wasn't expecting. So the keywords from the Crow Tarot: death, change, ending, new beginning, transformation. So the crow has let go and made peace with the change that must take place for her life to move forward in a positive direction. Her death is symbolic of transformation and comes with a warning. Unless you're willing to sacrifice the part of you that is holding you back, you will feel pain or discomfort in the future. This card marks a profound change coming, one that has possibility of creating a positive outcome. If you can allow the change to happen without fear of the unknown. So again, sometimes death cards can kind of scare you a little bit, but this is for your highest and greatest good. And with this being the clarifying card, greet the quote unquote death of the old so that you can receive the new with this Lionsgate portal. So that's my reading. Again, take the best, leave the rest. I'd love for you to comment below. How have these readings been helping you? I know Runes of Kaizen, if you're still there, you've asked me to do more readings. Well, this week there's 2. However, if you would like a private reading, a personal reading, especially if it's around your birthday, If you're wanting to get some clarity as we're heading into the autumnal equinox coming up in September, last quarter of the year, sign up for a private reading at magdalenagrace.com. The readings are only $111. I give you homework to prepare. There's a full hour reading, and I give you coaching tips on how to take the reading and apply it into your daily life. I read the runes every day for myself, and they have guided me through divorce decisions, through business decisions, through all sorts of moving and health related decisions. So really excited you're still here. Yay, awesome. So again, if you saw value in this reading today, if you want to receive the download that I'm going to be sharing on Thursday for the Lionsgate portal and the full moon reading, we're going to have a ritual. I'm going to do some toning, some singing, and some activation, and a little meditation. So it's going to be longer than normal. So please hit the like button, subscribe, get the notification bell going on. I'm going to be doing more things to help you finish the second half of the year strong, because 2026 is going to be big. 2026 is going to be like insane. So the more you know, the better you can be prepared. Just make really sure that you can go ahead and take a look at your life this week. In summary, go back and listen to the reading again. Meditate on the words, meditate on the runes. Take a look at the images and really just see what comes through. It's more important what comes through for you than what I say. Just to reiterate, you are a sovereign being. All of this is more about what comes through for you. So just wanted a gentle nudge, since this is a collective general reading, take the best, leave the rest, but come back and watch it again. Maybe hit the pause button when I'm sharing the runes, the visual, and find for yourself maybe some deeper messages. And hopefully you can tune in to my next episode, where I'll be doing a special reading for the Lionsgate portal. So until then, here's to your best health, your best wealth, by trusting your best wisdom within. For as within, so without. Just remember, the best is yet to come. Bye-bye.
Subscribe, like, and share with your friends. Hire Magdalena for a runes reading or healing session by emailing support@microdosingforhealth.com.